Welcome back to Not So Common NSC. Hey, this isn't the History Channel. Okay? Black History Month. Okay? Black History Month. We don't got here. We got our man. Oh, our cousin Troy. Troy, what's
Right.
Legend.
Hey, yeah.
What did
He was helpless.
Good.
He was behind the times last week. Couldn't get it together.
Oh yeah, no delays.
But you know,
you can roll them right back because I was trying to defend you and I couldn't. But we here now. You good?
I was just trying to tell our viewers that Troy was the very first black Santa Claus. We tried to tell y'all that. You know, he was black.
He was a civil rights Santa.
Exactly.
The civil rights Santa. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna let y'all have all that. You know why?
Hey, you're getting arrested trying to deliver presents. They thought you were trying to steal them.
They caught me coming out of the chimney.
Man, hey, we back from North Carolina. What's up, y'all?
No word. That was the shit though. North Carolina was
hey.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and shout out to Gamer Addicts because they got.
Glad you had a good time, man. We definitely did it in, man. Hey, next time part 2, we're gonna have a lot more lined up, man. Trust me.
Word.
It's never ending stuff going on. So, you know, you guys come down. We'll have a whole nother layout, a whole nother cigar spot. We got it already, ready to go.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that one, part 2.
Yeah, that was something.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's get it. So what we talking? Let's get into it, man.
Let me get Troy. This question is for Troy.
Okay.
Have you been keeping up with those social media videos of the pastor humiliating their congregation?
Mm-hmm.
Not recent ones. I may have seen some of the African pastors doing crazy wild stuff today.
So you haven't come across the Marvin Sat. Close the doors.
Close the door. I seen that one. Yeah, I seen that one.
And then recently the Wyans,
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Wyans, where he kind of talked down to the lady that was giving $1,200, and he's like, "That's not what I asked you for."
Wait a minute, hold on. Somebody gave $1,200 and he talked down to him?
Well,
yeah.
You can't.
Here's the thing. I will say this: the whole video came out, although it was degrading. That it was another. It went another route. It wasn't. They had a sex going on that she did the wrong thing when he asked. That's why that clip. So
don't believe it.
But it wasn't. It was that the clip got made a certain way.
So it's a whole video.
I saw the whole video of it. And it's not the way it looks.
I know it's a video where they explain. I said I know it's a video of them explaining what took place. Was there a video actually proving their case?
Yeah, whole video.
Now, one thing I heard was she was in the wrong line. Was she in the wrong line or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she acknowledged it was,
but still, does that? So right there's still no way you talk to a adult the way he spoke to her.
What line was she in? Was she in the $1,500 line? Giving $1,200?
Exactly.
It was something like that. That's what I heard.
It was like 2,000.
He had a situation where building a new church, right? So what they did, they made these lines of people who would they would give $1,000 and then they would have a person who they got $1,000 from to also donate. So they had a line. So they had a bunch of people. So they said so everybody who was able to get $1,000 plus their $1,000, whoever had less money in here go to this line, and whoever had this much. And she went to the line for the $2,000. And what they had them do was they would say, "My name is, Lois such and such. Here's 1,000 and here's 1,000." They would have them call it out. And so she was like, "Well, I got my $800, this and this." And like, I didn't ask for that right now. You say the line I was
No,
supposed to
don't
give
say
to
it
you.
all
She was
nice.
like,
He said, that's not what I
the
asked.
other $800. He was like, well, that's not what I. And so because he wanted her to go to, but and I get it. Once the whole story comes out, I get everything now, but I don't agree with it. You know, it ain't what we thought it was, but I don't agree with it still because why do you have to have people calling out their numbers, offering that they giving? Why does every black church have to be a spectacle around offering time? You know, that's what I don't like about it.
Well, shouldn't it be anonymous anyway?
Giving.
That's what I thought it was, like anonymous.
Yeah, they make a spectacle out of it, and they shame people. It's a version of have top money to give.
So you get your money up next time. So you get your money up and you come give up.
Get your money up next time.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what they're doing, and it's wrong.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I was excited for Troy to get on this one because I know that you're currently in the church, correct?
I haven't been to church in a while.
Okay, never mind. Because I know that at some point, like you were, like very dedicated to going.
So from my perspective, tithing has gotten out of hand, right? So I don't think that a church should be tracking your income. Like that, you shouldn't be handing over your W-2s to be like, hey, yeah, you still owe God some money.
Exactly.
Like, nah, that's not right. I think it should be just whatever that person is feeling to give.
What you can give.
Yeah, give what you can.
Yeah.
I don't understand how a church would tell you just pray about it. If you want money, God will give it, but we got to give it to you. Why don't you just pray to God that you get it? Right? It doesn't that make sense? But I got to pray to God. I can't go to the church. They'll tell me.
Now, where in the Bible does it say you got to give money? And what the hell does God need with money? Excuse my friend.
So the tithing wasn't always money. It's just become money because that's just the medium of exchange that is easiest for them to handle. And I've often questioned, like, okay, so what if I'm a farmer and I don't deal with money, but I got chickens, cows, pigs?
Yeah.
If I bring a pig or a cow or something, it has value, right?
Yeah.
Would they accept that?
No.
They would tell you go sell the cow and then bring us the money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's something I've definitely questioned throughout the years.
Yeah, I think it has become a joke. It has become a joke.
It's just pretty much just coming to light more.
It is. It's like
social media. Yeah,
I experienced it. I don't know if you guys ever experienced it dealing with like money with the church. Like, for example, I'm not gonna say the name of the church. I couldn't afford to put money inside the collection plate because my son was getting heart surgery, and I couldn't really afford to spend money at that time, so I couldn't do it. This man passed it around 3 times towards my way. And I continued to pass it right by me. And I'm like, I'm not going to put money in there because I don't have money. So then he began to like down or bash people that didn't put enough money or didn't put money in there anyway. It's just coming to light now, and that happened years ago back when I was going to church.
So when they started preaching the prosperity gospel, right, where they just started talking about, press down, that y'all know the verse they go, you give it in good measure, press down, and it's like,
like
God is not in need, right? So you sowing seeds and you're gonna get this back, and they got a lot of people with that. And first fruits, so I've heard of first fruits. So people paying tithes and first fruits. People going broke, giving to the church, trying to buy a blessing. You can't buy a blessing.
Exactly.
You can't.
Yeah.
So, but that's just predatory.
They go off of they go off the story of that's what they go off of. They use that has a story of tithes when Abraham gave a tenth of his earnings to Melchizedek, who was considered like a high priest. That's when they started using like, oh, they should give 10%, of their money to all the preachers and stuff like that. Now I remember, I don't know how it is in white churches, but I know black churches. If they don't feel like they got enough money, they will send that mug around, that back around, make a technical out of it. Yeah, and it's just, it turns people off, It turns people off.
And we're exactly like I'm no scholar, but where in the Bible does Jesus talk about going to church? There's and honestly, there's really nowhere in the Bible, like Jesus always taught that the kingdom in heaven is within you. Right. He was all about, like, Jesus preached a lot about the whole subconscious mind. He was on that level of things, of teaching people, and they flipped it to worship the man. When the man was telling you of who you are, if you really paid attention to the scriptures deeply, he was telling you that you are God. You are that level, like you are like from the source. But people kind of made it to where you're worshiping a person and flipped it around, right. Worshiping man. You get what I'm saying? It's a thing when you supposed to be worshiping thyself, understanding thyself, understanding where the subconscious mind came from through that pineal gland.
Yeah, I definitely feel that people have started to worship man because people follow a pastor. You're not supposed. That person is the messenger.
Yeah.
Right. People will be like, "Oh, pastor not preaching now. I'm not going today." Or this person out there, I'm not going to that church. Where the church they went to? Oh, I like how they speak. Like, you're supposed to read the word yourself. You're supposed to know for yourself.
That's what I said.
There's so much false scripture going around these days. Like I just seen something about false scriptures on social media. Just people make a false scripture that sound biblical, and then they get 1 million likes.
Yeah, they used to do that with quotes. Like Abraham Lincoln said this. Abraham Lincoln, did none of that, or anybody. But even going back, like Jennifer just made a good point when we said about church, and she was like, when like-minded people will gather with like-minded people, there's 2 or 3 touch and agree, I'm in the midst. That's what they're saying. It don't mean a building. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jesus was teaching in the field,
Exactly.
Right.
So, I actually found a Bible verse talking about tithes, right? Leviticus 27:31. Look it up if y'all get a chance. It says, if a man will at all redeem aught of his tithes, he shall add thereunto the 5th part thereof. Basically, the Bible says if you fall short of money and need to ask for your tithes back from the church, your pastors have to give it to you.
Well, the man robbed God.
See? Now you think a pastor would tell you that? No.
Exactly.
I never heard that.
It's that tradition loop that we always talk about, getting stuck.
That's in deep, man.
I don't know where you're going. You just, hey, my people went before me, and they just
Yeah.
I don't know what they doing no more. Like, stop it. That's a whole man.
You hear about I think it was in North Carolina. The man and the woman, religious leaders, they were 2 black couple, and they were having like a slave ring. They got they were taking the money from the church and having a sex slave. They like living $9 million. This is recent. This is in the past like month or 2. And they just arrested him. I'm like, this is crazy. People say they don't believe in nothing. They just saying they do. Look at our politician leaders, right? What do they say? I'm a man of faith. I'm a woman of faith. They don't say God. You got faith in whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But they trick you into thinking they're talking about, oh, I'm a crazy God. No, they just said, oh, I have faith. Of course I do. Whatever.
You gonna fill in that blank for them.
Exactly.
That's you support. That's the one you support. So they know in my vagueness, you gonna fill in the blank for me.
Exactly.
So I can appeal to the masses. I don't need.
Yeah, you got over 4,000 religions. Pick one.
Exactly.
Mookie, was you talking about the pastor that got? No, you couldn't have been talking about that pastor that got arrested. The one that Pookie had ended up sending us in the group chat. That guy, the pastor that got arrested for stealing all that money.
Oh, you talking about that? Yeah.
Hey, what was it?
The name of that pastor.
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
Oh, I remember here they found like Philistine's walls. It's hidden money. Somebody was lost money.
You're right.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, they were doing some work. I remember somebody found it.
Yeah, I think
in the wall.
I think embezzlement it runs rapid in the church. Embezzlement. They just
David E. Taylor arrested for fraud and money laundering.
Yep.
I got the video.
Good evening. David Taylor and Michelle Brannon are accused of using religious beliefs to prey on their victims.
It's the same. That's the same person you was talking about, or that's a whole different.
It's the same person. I think it looked like it was anyway. I heard about that like a couple of months ago.
That's crazy.
I was like, man, this is crazy. This is freaking crazy. But like I said, people follow and they follow. You know what I'm saying? They don't ask any questions just because my mama did it, my grandma, and
right.
And like, how
and
can
now
you?
Here I am. It's about the Catholic Church.
Think about it. Like, how can you convince somebody that an outside source outside of you helped you do something without, like, has anything happened without you doing it?
No.
You physically have to do it. Like, people be like, oh, thank God I got this job. But wasn't it you that filled out the application? Wasn't that you on the interview? But they're so quick to give that power to something else outside of you. You were the one.
But that goes into true faith, though. That is faith that God is working in your life, right?
But my thing is, that's just convincing yourself. You're literally just convincing yourself because you're literally doing it. Like, how can you not thank yourself for actually doing it? Because if you just stayed in the bed, it would never happen.
So faith without works is dead, right? So if you just have faith that I can say, I believe God is going to give me $1 million. And if I don't make steps and effort to get to $1 million, it's not just going to fall out the sky for me, really.
Right.
That's faith in yourself.
But that means it actually works. Like, if you pray for something, it should literally fall in your lap. It should be on your front step and be like, oh my God, thank you, King.
Yeah. But then that's making God a genie, right?
Huh?
That's like making God a genie.
Yeah.
But that's what prayers are. Those are requests, which are the same thing. It's the same thing. You're making him a genie by your request.
Okay.
I don't think it. I think it's that now. I don't think it started out as that. I think it's that now.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what they try to do now. I think
it turned into a hustle. Hustle. But I think, of course, I think in a lot of ways it was used as a weapon to deceive the masses, especially like back in the day to keep them docile. So now in this new age, it's a hustle. It's like, okay, how can I get people, at their most vulnerable state? People are most vulnerable when you're talking about religion. It's a real sensitive subject. So it's easy to kind of get on the good side of people if you're talking about certain things that they can relate to, especially with us growing up and what we've been taught as we grew up. So it's kind of like you feel more comfortable when someone's talking religion as opposed to anything else. So it's easier to kind of get in your head and kind of sway you into doing certain things because you're comfortable hearing about religion because you're used to it. You grew up in it. know what I'm saying?
Right. So let me ask you this: like you say, it changed. At what point do you believe it changed?
At what point?
I would say at least now it's
But
it's more prominent because I would say with the internet, because it's the what's the term? As a matter of fact, it was started with the guy here, Billy Graham, evangelist, TV. That, you know what I'm saying? So before that, it was really, and he was like the pioneer for that. So now that you see like the 700 Club and all that, he was before all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like when he started that with the TV thing, when it started really, you know, instead of just being in one church, he was able to kind of get this whole thing out in the open, and kind of people started following suit with that.
Right. Using it as a and but I honestly think like it really has been like this from always. Like there's no true power in something that you don't even know exists, but you just going off of your own beliefs and just preaching it to other people. That's a scam in itself.
I think that where it can come in as a scam is, so when people are lost and they're looking for something to believe in, those people are ripe for deception.
Yeah, they're vulnerable. Yep.
Right, they're the ones who will buy into the whole concept of
that group alone were the slaves. We're those slaves. So we're stuck in this tradition that we always talk about. They thought that was a safe haven during those time periods to be in, because
they were kind of. Well, so I mean, so there's an argument that Christianity was in Africa before slavery, but
it's an Ethiopian Bible.
Yeah, the Ethiopian Bible.
So, but I digress to. I'll digress to the point of the slaves, right? And you're talking about a oppressed, downtrodden, beaten, like brainwashed group of people who are told this is your salvation, right? This is the only thing we will allow you to have and hope for. So, in their belief or faith, you know. I mean, it was. I would say it was a little forced on them. I don't know if
you hit it on the head though. You hit it dead on the head when you said vulnerable, desperate people. Sounds like that.
Well, and then in the same context that the Bible does say, obey your slave master like he is God.
Jesus Christ.
Which is weird. That's still kind of weird to me, and it's literally in the King James Version.
Yeah.
And we can go back to slavery. Slavery in different cultures was different things. Like slavery in America was what we know as slavery. But slavery in other countries at that same period of time was not the same. Like your children weren't born into slavery. You weren't in slavery for your whole life. You could earn your way out. It was like it was a servitude for a amount of time. Right. But in America, it was you a slave, your children a slave, your great grand. Yeah. So that's where it, you know, America's brand of slavery.
Right. Which shows us the type of mindset those people had here for our style of slavery. Because you said generation after generation of passed down knowledge. And they're just like, oh, my parents said this is where to be safe and this place will protect you and you will never be harmed. Because I was a true believer like that because we were raised that way. When I heard about that pastor got shot in the church, I was like, I thought that bullet would just dissolve. Like,
the Matrix.
Right. On that book.
Yeah.
Church. It's the church. It's the house of God. Nothing can happen out in the house. Man, the worst stuff happens in the house.
I was about to say, it's a lot of history behind
a lot of pedophilia within the Catholic Church, and that's like a known fact.
Is it really just a building that's given a facade of the house, or is it really the house of God though? That's really
if it's a church.
Well, the house of God can be your house. You know, the house of God.
Exactly. But I don't care. Anything that got church in it, church's chicken should be safe at all times.
You say church is chicken?
Word up. Like, straight up. Like, I don't care. Like, it should be safe. Like, it just shows you, like, that lie has become so cement in our minds. It became a part of our DNA because movies, like, we get excited when every black movie gotta have church. They have to have church.
Yeah, that's just
what we talked about, folks. So what we talked about the other day, black TV shows, huh?
Ready for that?
Well, the last big black movie was Sinners. What was in that?
Church.
In the beginning.
So I mean, from my perspective, God is the God of all things. God is the God of the feast as well as the famine. Right? People like to segregate God to be only benevolent, but He's of all things, right? You know what I'm saying? Where someone is getting, like you said, they feel they're getting blessed with prosperity with a new job. There's somebody that's starving and ain't ate in 2 days, right?
Yeah, just like Pookie, I think you said that in slavery, both the master and the same guy. You know, the master was saying keep them in slavery. The slave was saying free us.
You see what Jennifer just wrote?
Well, you stuck on one word.
You read it out loud. Most of the people need to hear you.
Yeah. She said, Pookie, you're stuck on one word. Church, faith is different, which is true. That is very true.
And like I said, church is another man-made organization. It's a cult. Like, you were convinced, like, you cannot. The only reason we know Santa is not real because of December 25th comes around every year and we don't see him. That's the only way we would. If that wasn't the case,
no parents
we would
just
still
straight
be
up
believing
told
in
us.
Santa. It's the same concept. Like, someone told you, oh, there's a man in the sky. He'll bring you to hell if you bad, but if you be good, you go to heaven. Santa, same concept. You be bad, you gonna get the devil, Krampus. It's the same thing.
Hold on, let me say something. When she said church and faith is something very different, that's where people get lost at, because when people keep church and lose faith, that means they were putting their faith in church and not faith in God. So that now they hate God. They say, you know, all this stuff is fake and this and that, because their mind is messed up now. You put your church tricked you into putting your faith in God, and that's the issue. That's why we ban church so much. Church done a bad thing if it's done the right way, but the people who we get mess it up for everybody. It doesn't mean God. It doesn't mean church ain't good. It means that one person messed their mind up and destroy all churches.
But right. But
that's why it's made. It's not about you.
Right. That's
for the general.
But my question: how does a person even believe such omniscient God exists? Someone told you. There is no physical evidence that you can say that you know for sure that you heard about this. Hadn't someone never told you?
But
you would know.
So who told the first person?
That's what that's the
who
message.
Told the first person I believe.
So, but my thing is exactly who told the first person, and why was that person the only one?
But I'm saying that's where the message is coming in from. It is about who told it. It ain't like it's not. But the faith, it ain't always about I gotta believe you. I have to believe something I can't see. You know, and it could be anything. It could be
like
call it whatever God you want.
But the book
literally, I think it comes from.
We're talking about Christianity because that's all we know too.
But the book literally tells you. Put your belief in no man. Am I correct, Troy?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you shouldn't.
But a man told me about. You literally told me, don't believe me, but here.
But I think there's an innate belief that there's something bigger than us, right? Like we're not here by chance.
You believe in oxygen, bro.
Yeah, like life is too complex.
What you saying, Troy?
Life is too complex to be by chance, right? There has to be something greater than all of us as why we're here.
It is.
And I think from early on, human beings understood that. So
what makes that possible for, like, well, I can't explain it, so it must be something bigger than that. Like, we small percentages of our brains. We use a small percentage.
I don't think that's
small percentage. We just
I think
I don't think the human brain has doesn't have any unlocked potential, or we using the brain.
Right.
Well, that was I actually looked that quote up. That was a misquote. It wasn't a misquote.
Right. But like I'm saying, but the point I'm making is, obviously stuck in this program and this whole system that we're living in now, and we're actually following it day by day of our lives. Like I said, tradition. We are still going by what the other person told us. Like I said, I understand that, the glass fell, and for it to fall, it has to be a stronger force of something else, and this and that, going further and further of things. Just because I can't explain it, it has to be something else. How come we just don't believe, like, it is what it is? Kind of like we're controlling this reality ourselves.
So are you saying out like God isn't real, or what do we really think?
I'm a believer that there is a higher power. There is
that's all you can say. That's all you can say is a higher power. That's the only thing that actually will make sense.
I'm just saying there's no higher power outside of me. There's no outside power of you. You are God experiencing.
I get what you're saying.
Right. You are Him. We are cut from the same cloth in different bodies, just taken apart from the same exact source. It is you, the same way they talk about Jesus came. It's the same concept with all of us. But we're giving that power outside of us to keep us at bay, not unlocking an ability within us.
I get what you're saying. Because it was a point where, like when Jesus called them to walk on water, right? He was telling them, "You can do this." Right?
Yeah.
He said, "You have this. You have the power to move mountains." Right. So there is. I get there. You were saying God is in us.
Mm-hmm.
And right. Like you. This is what I believe. I believe that the true God. I believe that the true God that the Bible is talking about is the sun. It is the sun worship. That's what I believe, because the sun walks on water. When the sun is setting, it walks on water, and everything. The whole yin and yang concept of the sun and the moon.
So you're trying to deconstruct the religious aspect of it.
It's just what it is.
It's parables.
The religious half of it. What is the other half?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. That whole concept, what you just said, I've heard it before, but that's also one of those things to where, and then we say, "Oh, it sounds right," and then we repeat it.
I can actually
do that.
I can actually witness. That's proof.
What?
That's proof of, like, you talking about somebody said that, like, you see how the sun moves. You see the pictures of Jesus. Any picture you see of Jesus is always the sun in front of it, giving the sun an exist, like that true, just basically giving that power outside of us to worship. They're using the sun. It's like,
what I'm saying is to be true for the sun to be on the horizon. What I'm saying that there's so many different things that we said. Oh, the religion of this was taught, one of them, but they have other ones within mushrooms and stuff like that. It's all, and then people, I agree with that because it sounds right. Okay, but it's the same concept. It's that we're talking about with the going to church and stuff like that. It's all somebody came up with something.
You know,
look at the videos we see on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Or Instagram, whatever video, right? Somebody sitting in the basement or room, they put up some fake video about mermaids and stuff, and now I told you mermaids exist. When this algorithm knows what you like, and they're gonna show you only but mermaids. You know what I'm saying? Same concept we do.
Right. But That's where logic comes into play. When you have, like I said, when you are at a certain level mentally, like when you're actually aware and no longer in like sleep mode, kind of believing everything you see, and you can decipher all of that when like you get to that ability. I'm not saying that I'm there, but I'm just saying like people that you actually can listen to and it fits the narrative. It's not something that is just like, yo, that don't make sense. A flying car and driven by a goat. Like, well, shoot, everybody else believe it. Let me go with it. No, I'm actually going to use logic. That does not happen.
You know what? That even we can't even decipher and use logic on certain things that we talk about because we will never there 3,000 years ago, or we will never know if there's another dimension. It's something we just know, but we believe it. You know what I'm saying? But
and you know,
that's okay. You know, that's okay, but believing in Jesus isn't. It's on what we make sense of our own personal life.
And you have to see, like bro said, there's over 4,200 different religions.
We say, but Pookie, someone told you question religion and use logic. So does that mean you're following the narrative?
Okay, it's like someone telling you 2 + 2 is 9. I'm using logic of the resources that I know that fits. I know 2 + 2 is 4 because I just know this from everybody across the board believes it. There's no proof against that 2 + 2 = 4, so I know there's proof behind that number. But someone else telling me something that I have no proof for is completely different. I'm using logic compared to just religion.
Now to expand on what bro talking about, if you look at it, if you think about it, I think a lot of times people don't think critically. It's like it's a lack of thinking. Because if anybody ever took time to investigate what they're believing, like even when it comes to the Bible, okay, how many versions of the Bible has been created and out? Like even when we talk about this Bible, we saying the King James version. Who is King James?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean,
how does this version become
that was the first
the
man
real
to find
thing?
out. That was the first.
Yeah.
What happened to the other versions before this one?
Yeah, so arguably, the King James version has. I mean, there are people who argue against its validity because if we're going back to again, y'all mentioned the Ethiopian Bible earlier. They're saying that is the most complete Bible, right? And so, what in the Ethiopian Bible has a lot of the omitted books of the Bible that the King James version doesn't have, right? So, and in those versions, I've heard theories about, like the Book of Enoch, how that tells the whole story of humans' existence.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and so and from what I've been told, right? So I have to go off what I've been told because I didn't read it myself. That it is an extensive, like it breaks down.
I was just going to say. Go ahead.
I'm just saying it gives us the story that fits all the narrative points of religion in the human experience up to that time.
And let me tell you what we all did. If we can look objectively at ourselves right now in this time, and I've said it, Floyd said it, Cookie said it, all of us said it. They said something. We always say they.
Yeah,
and
who is that?
That's right. When you were saying that they said that, they talk about the book of Pookie was saying that 2 + 2 is 4, not 9. We all went off of something they said. They made up.
They said
meant 5, but they said
right.
No,
you are right. I should have used a better example with that.
No, it's not that you didn't use a good example. You did.
It's that concept. But I should have said something more physical. Like if you touch the stove, it's hot. You won't touch it. It's something physically that it's logic.
Right.
And there's nothing that was shown to me that a being is up there making my decisions for me.
I agree with you. I mean, I agree. I agree 100% with you. Because I mean, I feel the same way. But that's the conversation. Is the faith? I'm saying, because if your faith isn't there, you're not going to see anything anyway.
Right. I wanted to touch back on what Troy was saying when he said the King James version. We are well aware that there is some issues within that, but you're still going by. You should have been like, it's a mess. There's nothing wrong in the Word of God. There is no mistakes. But if there's a mistake that you are aware of in any source, a wrong little, I want word for word that was spoken. I don't want your version. I want word for word of how he said it, where he said. But then you say that there's some discrepancies in the Bible.
Well, because it was interpreted too. It was interpreted from a different writing. It was interpreted from I believe ancient Greek and Latin.
And my thing is, you already disqualified. You're already disqualified. You're like I said, you're the all-knowing God, but you put it in one language and allow it to be passed around.
Well, so the Bible is just a story of. If you look at what the Bible is, it's a story of humanity, right? It's the story of
how we began.
Here's the thing.
People are living their lives off.
It's something I thought of too. I've always you're God and everything, but there were people on other lands. Why wouldn't they having their Moses and different characters too?
Wouldn't you make that be known? Hey, I'm gonna send you to hell if you sin, but I love you. But I'm gonna birth you into sin. Good luck. And if you don't love me,
that goes again with the day stuff.
So
history
the argument against
like that. We know about hell through stories that were way past that stuff.
Yeah.
Remember Dante's Inferno? Remember the divine? You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
That's what
you said. What? Say that again.
We get our depiction of hell, the Divine Comedy.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Do that depiction right there, the 9 circles of hell, is where we depictions of the devil and hell. It didn't come out the Bible or the scriptures. It came out of that.
So with this being said, how the Bible was all messed up. So they for example, people claim. I know you are well aware of this, Troy, of this new digital ID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you familiar?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know how people are prepared, claiming that is a potential mark of the beast.
And yes, but I don't believe it is.
Right.
I'll tell you why if you want me to explain that.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you take the mark of the beast, you're gonna know it's the mark of the beast. Like it's not gonna be a hidden. It's not gonna be a surprise that was the mark of the beast. It's gonna be It's gonna be a conscious choice that you make, right? Because you're gonna make a decision. You gonna stick to your faith and your belief in God, or you're gonna fall to the enemy, right? So it's a conscious decision about what side you're gonna choose, right? And it's the earthly things that you will be given when you fall to the enemy, right? Because you won't be able to buy, sell, trade. So you're gonna be starving, you're gonna be thirsty, you're gonna be hungry, and all those.
Do you think this is a start of a almost opening that door to the pathway of that mark? This will just be just a soft little breeze in.
So I believe we are on the path that the Bible describes us going on. Right. So absolutely. We are all absolutely working towards that point.
Yeah.
So the more we progress into things like digital ID and all that stuff, they might come out with something later like the neural implant and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. Opening,
and that's the progression that might then lead us down to. Now this the mark of the beast. Now you gotta. So stuff like that, right? Because
now, based on what you're saying, cuz you think that would be cleared as a prophecy or planned?
A prophecy, it's both. It's a prophecy and a plan. It's being acted out. The plan is being the prophecy is telling you.
Because me, honestly, I look at it. I think it was like an actual plan that was portrayed as a prophecy, almost
so
like
you're following the
we already about to do this, but we gonna put it out there like it's gonna happen on a supernatural level. But we already got this. This is already in the plan.
So that kind of goes. So that goes to the question of So you be saying that this plan was enacted thousands of years ago.
I heard that too.
Right. So people were playing that. So somebody has to be playing the long game. So is somebody? Are these people willing participants in enacting a plan to its conclusion, or are they just being guided because this is the path that God is leading us on? Are they? Is it free will or is it,
Well, it could be. God. I mean, it could be life disguised as free will. Because I think we have it, but may not, or think we have it. But but it goes. I mean, it's a lot of things. This is a question. Is like, do you really have it, or or you're just thinking you got it and you really don't. But idea is to have you think you got it.
I mean, so right now, but this goes back to why God didn't make us all love him off GP, right? Because then we just be drones worshiping God all day, and that's the argument of there's an argument against it. That's not what God desired, right? He wants you to have free will to make your decision to worship him and have faith in him. Right?
Yeah.
So, but right now, right? So if we going to tip into technology right now, your free will can be manipulated down to the detail. We are handing over so much data that our every move is predictable. We walk around with a data collecting machine in our pockets. It knows who, what, when, where, why, how long, everything aspect of your life. And they could feed that into a computer and they will know your next move. They've made billions off of this. This is not, we're not talking about what will be in the future. We're talking about right now. This is possible right now. So,
dude,
was that ad that finally motivated you to make that purchase? Was that just you deciding that, I saw the ad and I want to make it. I'm gonna buy that now. Or
was it
goes back? That goes back to what we always talk about. How are you down in Florida doing the same stuff I'm doing, what I'm eating and all of that? How them in Texas, they know to eat greens, mac and cheese, or certain foods at certain times a year. Why are we so programmed? Why does all black movies? I can go down into the black person in New Jersey right now. You ever seen Friday? Yeah, I seen Friday. I can go to a white guy Friday. I've never heard of it. Why does? Because he's black, I'm black. I'm programmed to do the same stuff, live the same lifestyle, live the same experiences because of what.
But it's many cultures do the same things, though.
Huh?
There's other cultures who do the same thing, including Caucasian people.
Right. They do the same thing. Like it's programmed. Like everything is programmed.
Yeah, I think he definitely talking about the program.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your region, you're programmed to believe and think a certain way, which your school you were brought in taught you and put that in your head, in your environment. Everything you believe in, everything the way you do things is because of your outside sources of you growing. As you grew, you collected all this data in your mind. As same way this new technology, you collected all this data and it became you. Who you are today. Nothing was to you because by chance.
It was a while ago. Do you remember the conversation we had about breakfast foods? I don't think you might remember it. But we were talking about being programmed to like breakfast food, bacon, eggs, pancakes, sausage, waffles, right? And I was like, so why couldn't you eat a slice of cake for breakfast?
Exactly.
It would be absolutely if you ate you wouldn't let your kids eat a slice of cake, but you would let them eat a bowl of cereal full of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Or pancakes and waffle drowned in syrup.
It's all like you think about that. That's why I said like you use logic to this stuff. That's
or
what
even
I'm
a
saying.
muffin. A muffin is the
A
same thing
muffin
as
for
cake.
breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you're programmed to be what's acceptable, but what is not acceptable.
Man, we was programmed to believe
back
that
to your the cereal concept. You're drinking cow titty milk.
I was just about to say that. We were taught that
ain't that bone pus? Isn't that
it was okay to drink an animal's milk?
Yeah.
We are the only species that actively seeks out drinking another species' milk.
When we was in school, they fed us pizza and milk. We would have pizza.
We are the only species that, if I can recall correctly, we're the only species that consumes milk after infancy.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And milk,
but we're
it's bad for us. When we get older, milk is that good.
Don't. So now you see what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying. You're doing stuff because you're told. Like now I'm finding out water. We're not supposed to be drinking water. We're supposed to be drinking only water from the fruit and stuff like that. Like I was taught that water was good. They talking about. You know
I don't think you should stop drinking water, brother.
I wish
but you know what I mean?
Those YouTube videos will go away because they're so not true.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. But I would say that my faith in God does not come from what a person has told me. Right? It doesn't come from sitting in a pew, listening to a person speak on a stage, quoting scripture. It's not from that. Because I haven't been to church in a while.
What was that turning point for you?
It has never been based on that. It's just been my experience.
What was it based off?
It's based off my experiences in my life and the things that I believe I've been led and compelled to, and the things I've seen and ways I believe God has worked in my life. That's what it's come from.
And you believe that there was a God that altered the outcomes of all those situations for you to have proof of belief.
I believe there's a God that had a hand in those situations.
But my question is like, how?
Are you more like just this religion? Like it's definitely God is His name. Or you think there's a higher power? No matter what it is, there's a higher power.
Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
So I do lean toward Christianity. I'm not saying, but
nothing wrong with that.
But
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You go ahead. I'll finish my thought.
I was just gonna ask, like, how do you feel about the concept that God is both God that we believe in heaven and also the devil? He plays both roles.
So, as I said, God is a God of all things. God is a feast and a famine, right? So He is not all benevolent. He is allowing. If you look at the Bible, people were killed.
He killed in the Bible. In the Bible, he killed more people than the devil.
So, and I think people attribute to the devil. Most people will frame the devil and God as equal opposing forces fighting for the souls of men. And I do not believe God and the devil are of equal power. I believe that the devil is still beneath God. I think the devil.
So you see those two as two separate entities.
They're two separate entities, yes. And the devil doesn't do anything that God doesn't allow.
Yeah.
So
right, they're not equal opposing forces.
So there's this idea of a whole situation being played out outside of you. Nothing that you've seen, no positive physical resource that you can see all this is playing out, that these two are battling over humanity without us seeing any of this. But we solely believe this, and I'm just trying to understand why. It's a war outside of us seeing, outside of what we can see or feel or hear. We just kind of tie good with God and bad with the devil. Like when something good happens to me.
So so I think people blame the devil for too much sometimes.
So why does he have to even exist? Is what I'm saying. Why does there be a devil?
Well, so you're saying with God basically should have the power to destroy the devil. There shouldn't be any.
But
he should snap his fingers and he should vanish.
Yeah, that's what.
Right?
So one of the things I've had was explained to me is the devil not being completely destroyed is also some of God's love, right? Because he's so forgiving that even he can forgive the devil to let the devil exist and not just stomp him out.
So then so that goes to this question. I have another question. So he's so forgiving to the devil, but he's quick to throw us in the flaming pits of fire with him just off GP.
Because it's not off GP. It's giving you choice, right? You have choices.
You don't have choice. I have to do what he is saying to survive. That's not choice.
You can choose, but it is a choice because you can choose to do it or not to do it.
So you believe that? Okay, I'll go back to this. So you believe that slaves had a choice?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
To a certain extent, right? Because all right, so if you look at it like this, a slave could have said, "I'm not this life. I'm not gonna live life. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna die fighting."
I stand by completely. Yes.
Right. So even from my perspective, like I have a different perspective than a slave of then.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I will die before I'll be a slave. I will kill before I be a slave. I will die killing before I be a slave.
But what happened if they had your wife and your child?
I will die
as hostage.
Listen, I don't want them.
Your child die? I'm just asking the question. I'm not going to.
I don't want that life for them either. Slavery is not for us anymore.
Well, at the end of the day, y'all gonna be together because if they kill them, we all die. So we gonna be together.
Right. So listen. That's my point. Like I'm not going softly into that good night. Like I'm not bending on my knee on that.
Right.
First of all, let me just based off what you just said right there. Let me just say I believe also in a higher power. It ain't nothing. It's a higher power that works within me. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say because I feel like honestly, free will is an illusion. But until you just said what you just said about dying, I feel like that may be the only free will sometimes we have to give our own life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to. That's one thing that the choice is just yours.
Yeah.
For other things that we have free will, I feel like it's always an illusion.
And so your options are go to heaven and be happy and in peace for life, or go to hell and like you're lining me up with already these rules to force my choice. Hey, I don't want to do this. You're forcing my choice.
Yeah, and it's kind of if you want this wonderful afterlife, you gotta follow these rules.
Why would I want that? Let me do what I want and still make my choice at the end. If I want to go there, I go there. If I don't, I don't.
Because honestly, without religion and I believe religion keeps a bunch of people in check.
Yeah, moral compass. I believe.
Because if we wasn't, it would be absolute chaos. This would have we destroyed ourselves.
It keeps order, and I understand. And that's what I do understand that part, and I agree with it. Like it has to be some sort of order of something, but it just to the brainwashing. I'm just saying people got to the point of where they understand thyself.
Now, how familiar is everybody with universal laws, like the law of duality?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of comes to mind when I think about this, because that's kind of what brings balance. So you have to have bad to have good, because it wouldn't be good without bad. It makes sense. So it's almost like, that's why when we talk about the characters of God or the characters of the devil, you have to have the devil to have a God, because there would not be good without bad.
Right.
Which is, you know what I mean, basically the balance, the yin and yang and all that stuff too. So it kind of coincides with all that stuff, because it has to be an antagonist. It has to be, you know what I'm saying? It has to be this stuff in order for.
Has to be. They got to be the villain. It has to be that villain force, the negative.
Yeah. Every story has to have a villain. Has to have an antagonist and a hero.
Yeah.
So it's
kind of in Hebrew, Satan was.
You need both sides for that balance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what Satan meant. That's what the word Satan was called. Satan wasn't a human being or a person or a thing. So that's the definition of the Satan. Satan is an adversary.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Never.
It's an energy. It's a negative energy. It's a low vibrating.
It's a you be my Satan. You can be against me. I can be against you. You're Satan. Or this here is my because it's going against me.
Exactly.
That's all it ever.
I think that's what he's talking about when you talking about yourself as God. I think everyone is capable of good and evil, and that's kind of the balance right there within
God's power.
Like, we are capable of good or evil. Like, I can, you know what I'm saying? Of course I'm not, but I can go to the store, pull out a gun and shoot everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm capable of that.
You have that
doesn't mean I will, but I'm capable of that. Everybody has that capability. You know what I mean? It's just a choice. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's a choice. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. I think, you know what I mean? It's a lot that just coincides with each other, and it's just a matter of what you believe. You know what I mean? Because it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to pack up, man. It's a lot to unpack, rather.
Yeah, like you can't expect me to just go by these rules that's just thrown out of nowhere. Like you just created life that has the ability to do whatever. Like, your conscious mind, that conscious that you have is so powerful, but yet we just kind of tied into that being. Like, it's just hard for me to believe like that there's something outside of me more powerful than I am.
So what rules do you think you have to follow to that God has set up? What rules are you follow?
Okay, so there are rules, because if there weren't rules, there would be no one going to hell.
Well, yeah. What are the rules that you are talking about? Like, is it like the 10 Commandments type thing, or is it
just the moral rules? Like, I believe that everything is on the, like, if I went up and just slapped a lady, I know that's wrong. Right. I know on my moral compass that is in the negative vibrational, frequency. Right. Because I know, like, I just know these things, like, naturally. We just know these things and what's good and what's bad. You know what I mean? But it's just believing that, like I said, there's something outside of me being able to just dictate my reality for me.
Right. So I think, like, so in that same scenario type, right? So I'm not a Bible scholar, but in my understanding, right? So you go slap that lady, right? And now you feel a conviction that it was wrong, right? I should not have done
your
ass, right? and so then you seek forgiveness and you repent for that, right? That is now that moral compass having value versus in you, and for you to now do the right thing, and now you're not gonna go slap another woman in the face,
right?
Versus you slapping that woman in the face and being like, "Yo, I'm gonna go slap another one in the face."
Exactly. Oh, that felt good.
Yeah, and I think that's the difference, right? I think it's not necessarily the rules to get to heaven. I think it's the relationship.
You're not getting to heaven to slapping that lady. I can take that back down.
But I think it's not necessarily the rules to get to heaven. I think it's the conviction from the relationship you build with God that then stops you from doing those outlandish things. Like you're not running up on old ladies and slapping them, give them that backhand. But no, like just randomly, like you're not doing that. Like,
right.
Hey, look, the Bible said if you appeal, the Bible said obey your master.
Exactly.
but if you are having a relationship with God and you wouldn't be a pimp. It's like
This
you
is different.
Jennifer said, "What if your teachers were abusers, serial killers, etc.? Would you still make the same?" Yes. Yes, because that would be the norm to me. If I was in that environment and that was just what it was, I would. That's why they're serial killers today, because they found comfort in a negative vibrational state. That became a comfort to where they are comfortable going that low of taking a life. I could not take a life, no matter what. Like it could be the worst situation. It would be hard.
You could take a life.
It would take
a life.
You surely could.
I know, but it's not something I would want to do. But in an environment in which you were raised, that would be the norm for you.
What you gonna say, Troy?
I was gonna say I ain't gonna hold you under the right circumstances. Without blinking.
Yeah, but it has to be. It would have to push you there. You cannot just walk in the store.
I'm not just running out. Yeah, I'm not running out in the street.
That's what I'm saying.
Shooting everybody who's chilling out on the block.
Like there's people that exist that are okay with that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That level of that vibrational state in which they got comfort in. That's how you are able to do stuff like that. But you're at a frequency in which that is wrong. And that's why I said it is a God. Like the mind itself is so connected to source. That's what I'm saying. To understand that, like those people, you are not. That's why I said there's. Like I said, this is what I truly believe. Like we could possibly be in a simulation type of situation, or like I said, it can be direct from source of that type of knowledge. But we are so distracted by everything that we see today. Like you said, this technology coming and it's pulling us further and further from the source. Like the start of man understood the truth. You know what I mean? And I feel like we are opened up and stuff is just thrown in our heads to just like jumbled up.
Oh, we can go on like another 2-3 hours talking about all the ways that we are being separated from God, or even if you want to just the God in us, because God is in us, right?
Yeah.
It's through the food, it's through the propaganda, it's through everything in society. They seem to be doing so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I want to because you have to wrap this up. Boo's had us all late and stuff. I had a good point too, and I just want to end it on this little slight thing right there. She said, so everybody makes choices based solely on their environment, and that goes to the nature versus nurture type story. I just want a quick, not long. Do you think? Because we all got our own beliefs. But when it comes to religion, we always say that they said this, they say that. Do you feel like, and each one of y'all can answer, the stuff that you're believing at this perfect moment right here was something that you came up with on your own, or you heard somebody say it and you started believing?
I think I broke out of, but yes, I do.
You do? Which part?
Well, I'm just saying I believe that I was under that type of spell at first. Then I broke out of that. But yes, at the beginning it was all my environment, everything.
So even with the whole frequencies and stuff, you never heard nobody say that before. You came up with it yourself.
I don't believe it.
Which part?
I just don't believe that you came up with it yourself, because, like I said,
that's a good
something gave you that idea. Something fed that to make you tied with a certain emotion to make you want to get that. That made you feel comfort with that. Something made you feel. You tie that dopamine feeling, to that feeling to make you want to do that. It's never your choice. It's just something that tied that to you.
It's hard these days.
Something that manipulated.
Yeah, you have to go through a whole nother realm to just come up with your own. Well, what you gonna say? Go ahead.
No, I was saying the way I look at a lot of things, and I think I've been this way quite a bit. As far as me learning things, I'm more of a hands-on. So if I hear one thing, I can hear it, but unless I see it personally, that's kind of where my belief goes. You know what I'm saying? So, when certain instances happen, and of course I'm not going to talk about them, but happen in my experience in the church, after hearing certain things, I started to see it at the church. So that's kind of what proved to me what I had been hearing was accurate. So that's kind of where it is. It's like, okay, I hear about it, but let me see it for myself to put the two and two together to really have this belief that that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of experience, a lot of real life stuff that happened that proved to me what I had been hearing. So it was kind of like it started with me hearing it, and then it took it home when I experienced it enough to, oh wow, okay, this is what I've been hearing all this time. Didn't necessarily believe it at first, but after experiencing it, what I've been hearing for myself, now I understand the truth behind it, and then now I believe it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to certain things, because you really can't just believe everything you hear. You have to really take time to investigate, see it through. You know what I'm saying?
And that's pretty much where I'm at, just like how Boo is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I experienced it, and that's what made me like, let me look more into it, And like what you said, you're not going to, you can't think of it by yourself. Somebody gave you, go look into it and all that stuff. When you talk about King James, somebody told you to look into that. Like, hey, they changed it. You didn't come up with that.
And my thing is, has anybody ever questioned that? Like, who is King James? Yeah. That's not a bad thing. It's like, why wouldn't we want to know who that is?
Yeah.
For this to be his version, who is this person that puts out their version?
Yeah. I think a lot of people
what is this history? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I'm at.
I think a lot of people question who is King James, but the responses they get deter them from really questioning it that hard. Because the people, I understand that there are people who are in the church who just dissuade you from going down that road. But as far as me, it's definitely my where I'm at has been seeded by someone else, but it has definitely been formed and refined by my experience and the seeking of my own knowledge.
But like, you could also like, how I am is like, I'm on both. Like, I believe there is a higher power. There were times where I prayed. Just for an example, I had nowhere to go. I prayed to God. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, I got a house. We got approved for a house.
So, quick question, Mook. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Quick question.
It didn't come up by myself. No, I didn't do it. I prayed.
So you don't believe that you have the ability to manifest?
I don't even want to get into this right now because I got so much on this. I mean,
go ahead. Unless you want to wait for another time.
Hey, Pooh, let's. Hey, look, bro.
I got some stories on that too. I really do. I got some stories on that.
Bro,
that was a good one. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that's another show. I definitely got a lot that I can say that got, and then that's another example where when bro say manifestation, I've actually experienced that enough to believe it. Because you hear it, and it's like if you never experienced it, it may be hard to believe it. But I took the steps that I was kind of heard about, and it happened the way it lined up the way I was told that it would. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, wow.
Mo gotta go, man. They ain't ready for this one.
That's too good. That's too good. This Puka, you did your thing.
I do, man.
But hey, once again, hey, Troy, man, I hope you be back next week.
Word.
Whenever you want, or whenever you want to come back. This is a good conversation, man. It's
probably be a regular.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you got any social media or anything? How do the viewers follow you, man?
I called it out. Didn't I, Troy?
Well, this was so good that we didn't even get into the other subject.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you
heard me?
Huh?
I said this one was so good we didn't even get into the other subject.
I know.
What was the other subject?
I know, Troy. I said, oh, yeah, you on this? I got some for you. I'm glad you on this one.
And just
what was the other subject?
My final one. I'm a vote between like Pookie and Boo. Like, I think I feel this like a mixture between y'all two about the things, and like it's not probably my own thought, but much like Boo did, and then I came up with my own like in between
logic.
It's hard for me to just believe something, hearing it. I have to see it. I have to feel it. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Something has to validate what I'm hearing. I can't just accept it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I'm learning more as far as I have to investigate. I can't just accept it. You know what I'm saying? I got to find a way to investigate.
I want to say, Jennifer, appreciate you on this one. You did your thing too. See in the comments.
Shout out.
So yeah, anybody?
Yeah, we got to get Jennifer on the show. You ready to come on the show, Jennifer? We got to get you on the show.
Yeah, man.
I think that'd be dope.
Hey, follow us on all social media.
5 heartbeat.
You just see this.
All right, y'all. Peace, man.
All right, peace.
All right, Gamer Addicts Universe, check this out. You know, GamerAddicts.com. You know what we do? We here. I'll have my not so common shirt on next week though. For sure.
Oh, yeah,
merch. Oh, I gotta go.
Yeah. This on GamerAddicts.com. This Sub-Zero. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of merchandise on there, man. Check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I got cold. I just threw my hoodie on. I ain't even wearing my junk, man. It's colder than mug up here, right?